All right, today we are at our Dos Palos Water Treatment Plant project. This is a $35 million project in which we are building a brand new facility right next to the city's existing plant. My name is Tyler Caglia, Senior Project Manager with Lyles Co, and I'm going to give you a tour. Let's go. So here we are at the beginning of the process where the raw water comes into the plant. It goes through a strainer which will remove any debris and larger solids out of the water as it comes in from the aqueduct. From here it makes its way into the plant and over to our filtration units. So we're now in our operations building. This is a large 12,000 square foot building that serves dual purposes. The side that we're in now is our filter gallery. So that raw water comes from the strainer and goes into these package treatment units. Now we're on the back side of our package treatment units here. This is where the water will come out, go through these pump systems, make its way over to the chlorine contact basin, which we'll look at in a second. These package units are really cool. They provide both pre-treatment and filtration processes for the water. Associated with it is also backwash systems. We have these backwash pumps and backwash air supply that will activate whenever the operators run a backwash cycle on the filters to get the solids out. Those solids then make their way to the residuals handling area, which is looking really good right now. We've got a lot of that done. And as you can see in general, we've got quite a bit done in here, but there's still a decent amount left to do, so we're making good progress. So I'm standing next to the equalization basin, which takes water from the filters when they're being backwashed, stores it, which then goes into a pump station, into our residuals handling process area back there. This was one of the first things we built. It was a large excavation, went really well. You can tell in general this area is looking pretty good. Because of the large excavation for the EQ basin, this area we got into a little later in the project, so it's still a decent amount of work left to do, but the residuals handling area, it'll take that wash water from backwashing the filters, pull the solids out of it, and then actually recycle that water back to the beginning of the raw water pipeline where it comes into the plant, allowing for very little waste, and then the solids get off-hauled. So this area is looking good, actively under construction now, but we're coming along pretty nicely. So following that pipeline from the filtered water pumps over here to the chlorine contact basin, this pipeline goes into the contact basin. It's just a very large concrete structure split into two halves. Inside each half are several walls that force contact time with the chlorine before the water eventually comes out through this other pipeline and makes its way over to the low lift pump station. So again, following the flow of the water, we're now at the low lift pump station. You could see the contact basin just behind me there with the Kim building also in the background. From here, the water makes its way into the storage tanks, and at this point it's pretty much treated water. So this is the end of the treatment process, now to the storage process. So following that pipeline from the low lift pump station, we're over here at the last part of the facility's process, which is storage and distribution. So the low lift pumps pump it into those storage tanks, and then this high lift pump station here that we've built pulls water out of those storage tanks and pumps it out to distribution. They maintain the water level high up in the water tower, which therefore maintains pressure for the city. We didn't build the water tower, that was already here. It was recently repainted, but in general, this area is coming along really nicely. So for the last part of our tour here, we're in the admin side of the operations building. This is a fully finished space that has the control room, different offices, electrical systems and whatnot. You can see we've got finished walls and ceilings, but we still have a lot of work to do in here. Way ahead of schedule in here, so it's not a huge priority for us right now, but it's coming along really nicely. All right, so to wrap things up here for our tour, we've been out here for 18 months since we first put a shovel in the ground. As you can tell, we've gotten a tremendous amount of work done in that time. A big part of that is our subcontractors, but also our ability to self-perform work. So the majority of what you've seen here today, we've self-performed with our own crews. I love working at Lyles, and that's part of the reason is the ability to not only control things like safety and schedule a little easier when you self-perform, but to build those relationships with our crews over time. You're working with the same crews a lot of times on different projects. That makes for a really enjoyable workplace. And then we also have good relationships with our subs, and they've been a big part of this project and all of our projects as well. So we're looking forward to the next several months to wrap this project up. We still have a decent amount to do, but I'm really proud of the team for what we've gotten done so far. And we've done it to a very high degree of quality and accuracy, which has been very impressive to be a part of. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.